Okay, you come to us for the premieres of all the new baits, tackle scoops. You know we love the big bait stuff, and there's no one who's more a fan of the big bait stuff than Chris Zaldain. I've been embargoed, not allowed to put this out before the Classic, but what do we got here, Chris?
All right, so we've been working very, very hard on this one. Nobody, and I've been doing this a long time, Pete, the swim bait thing, whether it's the Huddleston out west or the old school Ospreys out west, no one has really come out with a true gizzard profiled, belly hooked, treble harnessed swim bait yet. All the swim baits you see in this type of category are all fusiform shaped. They're shaped like darts. It's really hard to achieve a straight running swim bait with a true gizzard shad profile like this. The guys at Bass Mafia have delivered. They listened to all my input throughout months and months and months of back and forth, and we came out with the Warden here. This thing is not quite done yet. We're here at the Classic right now. I just got the latest shipment of these prototypes in yesterday, last day of practice. I actually tweaked this bait a little bit. We won't go into details on how I tweaked it, but I made it absolutely perfect, and I'm not joking, you guys. The third cast with it, just messing around in the marina. Third cast with it, 7-pounder, and I'm just like, all right, we got a winner. So it's still tied up. It's got teeth marks all over it here. My very first cast, the 2025 Bassmaster Classic, that guy right there.
Without giving away too many secrets.
Yes.
You talked a little about how this is weighted and what makes it run right, roll right. Tell us what this does differently than, say, a Zaldain Daingerous type shape.
Yes, absolutely. Let's say this style, you guys see me throwing this style before. I call this a fusiform style or shaped swim bait. Fusiform, you like that? I learned that literally in 7th grade fisheries biology. Fusiform shape. So it's basically shaped like a missile, and this one here is more oblong shaped, and it's so hard to achieve a straight, true running, stance with a swim bait like this because the sides are so tall. It's shaped like your cell phone. What happens when you put too much water force on each side? It wants to go to one side or to the other. It doesn't swim right. When swim baits don't swim right or they swim to the side, you simply don't get bites. So we've incorporated a couple key details in this swim bait: a little lighter weight, little flotation device maybe inside of this that keeps it dead straight with the back up and the belly down, and the only thing doing the work is that big tail there. When that tail wags back to forth, you get this secondary head motion, and it drives big fish nuts, just like that 7-pounder I caught yesterday on my third cast after building this thing out the way I wanted. So it's in the prototype stage right now. We're calling it the Warden. It's a 7-inch true gizzard shad profile swim bait, and I gotta give props to Bass Mafia because it's literally the only bait company that actually listens to the input I'm giving them, and there's no better bait category to talk about that stuff than the swim bait category.
I hope you win on this. I can't wait to
awesome.
That strikes are going to be epic. Even though the water's kind of dirty, is this a color you would use in the comparatively dirty water?
It's kind of that bone color. You guys see me throwing this color in the past, but even if the water's got some clarity to it, 3 to 4 foot visibility, this bone color, when you hold it up to the sky, this color right here is the same color that pretty much all bait fish have on their belly, so that when this thing is swimming above their heads, really all they see is that profile there, and it's just that nice bone white profile.
And what about line size and a reel retrieve speed? How much of a difference do those make?
Absolutely. I'm throwing a Baits reel. This is called a Baits Salty. This is a 7-to-1 reel. I love 7-to-1. Some of these big swim bait guys love a 5-to-1. I don't know why. I like a 7-to-1, and this is a 20-pound test Seaguar Tatsu. It's a soft, supple line. One thing that guys do all the time, and I mean, the only exception is the really big swim baits, but all these guys were asking me here this week, okay, I'm gonna tie on a 6-inch mag draft, right? You guys see me throw that one before? I say, dude, throw it on 15-pound test. You don't want that restriction, right? The higher the line diameter, the more it restricts the movement of that bait. So, and it's no different with this one here. I throw a 20-pound test, Seaguar Tatsu, and it's thinner than normal. It's like a 17-pound diameter, and it restricts the nose of that bait less. A couple of these guys were tying up 6-inch mag drafts with 20 and 22-pound tests. I'm like, what are you doing? You got to downsize a little bit to make sure that thing swims freely.
And when do you expect the Warden will be available for civilians like me?
Man, depends on how this week goes. Depends on how this week goes. We might have to step on the gas just a little bit more, but I'm expecting 2025 at some point.
Stand by. The Warden, Chris Zaldain, Fort Worth.
Thanks, Pete.